Hello and welcome to another episode of this Cricket 19 career with me, Daniel. It's episode 9 and today we're playing a 50 over match, the last one of the season as it stands. It's very unlikely that we'll make it through to the playoffs, so as a result it probably will be our last chance. The 50 over game is where we've struggled most with the bat this year, and as a result we're hoping for a good final day outing. The only game we've got left after that this season is a Club T20 against Sunderland. It's the only competition of the three where Leeds can make it through to the final, so fingers crossed we'll be able to do that in the next episode, otherwise the season will finish at episode 10. But before we get into the game and the batting innings from the 50 over game, we are going to go and have a look at our player just to see how we're progressing. We had a couple more attribute points to spend last time out, so we have started to improve again. But firstly, a massive thank you to everyone who continues to follow along with the series. I really do appreciate it, as well as the Ashes Test playthrough we did beforehand from the same game. I really am blown away with the support for it, so a massive thank you to everyone who's watched, given it a try or followed the whole series. I really am grateful and I hope you continue to enjoy the content. I'm sure it will continue to improve as I get more used to the game, but in the meantime let's go and have a look at our player. We were obviously in the 3-day match last time out where we did get an innings of 69. Unfortunately in the second spell we didn't do quite as well, only making 17 as Leeds slumped to defeat. We did take one wicket in the first innings, but unfortunately didn't get a bowl a second time round. So at the moment we're at a little bit of a crossroads in terms of our skills. We haven't got any batting ability points, so we can't unlock any of the further attributes. So at the moment we're restricted to improving bowling, where we're already doing pretty well, and fielding, which is the one we're using at the moment, because we've got plenty open there at the moment. So we are sticking with fielding for now. Maybe it will help us get a few caught and bowls later on. We're working on the catching and the throw accuracy in particular to try and aid run-outs from the outfield where possible. In terms of perks, we're still a way away from the next one. Level 20 is when the next one unlocks, and as you can see from the home screen, we're only level 12 at the moment. What we will do in the next episode, is it is planning to be the last one of the season, is we'll go through our selection status and see if anything's changed, as we have started to become a bit more consistent and put on a few big scores in recent games. So hopefully we will be able to show for something and get a chance at Yorkshire in one form next year, but I wouldn't bank on it just yet unless we have two brilliant games here. But let's go and get into the one-day game against Barnsley. A couple of episodes ago, I think it was number 6, I did show you a full bowling innings from a 50 over match, and it was a very bizarre one as well, so I won't be doing that today unless we're at a really crucial stage of the game. We're going to be focusing mainly on the batting, and hopefully we'll get a chance to bat first just to put a big score on the board, or maybe if we're chasing it'll be a modest score to give us a chance to be the hero. But let's go and get into this game against Barnsley. A medium standard pitch again. It seems to happen in every short form match. I've only seen something different in the 3-dayers, which does worry me a little bit for the future of this career. You can go and change it manually, but that's not something I want to do. I don't want to change it to something where some of you may say I'm being biased, and equally it's not something I want to be doing. You shouldn't be controlling the weather, you should be seeing what you get and putting up with it. But let's go and get into the game. At the moment they're all standard pitches. We'll see if it changes when we get to county level, otherwise we may have to think about doing it manually. But for now we'll go and get into this match, and we'll be back in a moment with a toss to find out if we'll be batting first or chasing. We're back for the toss just as the Leeds captain flicks it in the air. Barnsley have called, let's see who wins. Leeds won the toss, so what's our skipper gonna do? He tends to bat first when he wins normally. Maybe he's just got a lot of faith in us, or maybe he's making poor decisions. On this occasion he bowls though, so we are going to be chasing, I think for the first time in a 50 over match. We'll be back in a moment to do that, as well as review our first bowling innings should we get a chance with the ball from our skipper. We'll be back in a moment to review our progress. Okay, we're back for our second innings as we come in with the bat. It's been a very interesting bowling innings. We got our 10 overs and it was almost as bizarre as last time. The one we showed you on camera in episode 6, I think we conceded 1 for 6 off 10 overs, something along those lines. And in this innings we weren't far off that as well. We didn't take a wicket unfortunately, but none for 11 off 10 overs, and 5 of those were in the last one. So at one stage we were none for 6 off 9 overs. It really isn't realistic, and it's my one complaint about this career so far is 50 over cricket, the run rate isn't right, particularly for the spin bowling. I don't know if it's just the human player, it does seem that it's right for the rest of them, but I can't quite work out why it's so bad. Players just won't attack off of us. We were bowling from the 25th to the 45th over, and it was only really the last one where they showed any intent, and then they went and scored about 60 off the last 5 overs after we came out of the attack. So we have got quite a big score to chase now, and it is going to make it difficult for us to be the hero, but we can certainly help set Leeds on their way. Our club side need all the help they can get. Barnsley reached 269 for 6, despite after 45 overs only being on 208, but as a result we're chasing 270, and we've just got off the mark with Nathan Crompton. We're going back in for our first ball of the innings. Hopefully we'll be able to put on a good score. I'm hoping to edge towards a half century at least, just to try and provide some consistency in all forms of the game. Back in with the bat then, chasing 270. We're in the first power play, just 2 fielders outside the inner circle. Hopefully we can get a few early runs as a result. That one's flicked away to the leg side and it should go all the way for 4. No fielders out there, the perfect start as we get off the mark in absolute style. A lovely glance away to the leg side, and that's going to be a boundary every single time. There's no fielder out there, they're playing to our strengths, and hopefully we can get a couple more of those. This one's pretty much on the pads as well. It's almost a carbon copy of the last shot. We move on to 8 off 2 balls, and that's a perfect start for Leeds. Chasing 270 despite our economical spell. We've got to get as many of these as possible early on. That one's a little bit overhit, so it's just going to be a single. It goes to the fielder in the inner ring. We finished the first over on 10 without loss, 9 of those added by us. It's Horn, the left arm seamer, coming over the wicket for his first over. Again it's on leg stump which we can flick away, and again there's no fielder out there. It's an easy 4 every single time, and this is starting to resemble a 3-day match. You can see us just walking across, exposing our stumps, and then flicking the bat away to the leg side. A perfect shot to start us off. We're now on 13 off 4 balls. If they leave the field like this, we could get to 50 in no time. This time there's space at mid-wicket, so we beat the fielder on the other side this time, and it goes for 4 yet again. 17 off 5, and we could chase this total down at ease at this rate. They've still not changed the field, and it's the one thing they sold on this game, the fact that the fielders learn, but they haven't done so on this occasion as that short ball goes through to the keeper. Horn continues into the second half of his over. Hopefully we won't get too many short balls. We've really struggled with them, so we just defend that one, but it's nice to see us looking competent there. Hopefully the run rate won't go down too much. We'd really like to get off to a flying start, but it seems like he's learnt where our weaknesses are now, so he's just playing outside off stump. We tried to flick that to the leg side, it was never going to work, so we might just have to go down to third man now, as the field's been changed to something we'll struggle with more. We've still got the flick to the leg side for a single, but it's not quite as friendly as it was before. We tried to glance that one to third man, but the connection's perfect and it's gone between cover and point, and we've got another 4 off that one too. We move on to 21 off 9, and Leeds are flying after 2 overs, Crompton just feeding us the strike. We've again got plenty of space on the leg side, this time to Olsen again in his second over, but he's bowled it outside off stump, but we beat those 2 fielders again. It's going for 4 and we're scoring runs galore at the moment. Almost every shot's going for a boundary, and we could get to 50 in no time. This is one of our most aggressive knocks of the series, and it's almost like a T20 game this. We're chasing a big score and we're going all out. This one's easy to flick to the leg side. Not the best shot, it's just going to be a single, and that was our first sign of being a little bit ropey, but we do manage to get through for 1. Leads on to 28, and we've added most of those runs. 26 off 11 for us, and Dominic Horn's back into the attack. Can we flick one to the leg side, or will we have to go down to third man? We've tried to go leg side, again it's not the best. We've just tried to go a bit too fine, and in the end it's cannoned off our leg pad, but we still get through for a single. We're back for the last ball of the over as Crompton's got to 7, and we've got a chance to go to the leg side again. This one's outside off stump, so we just edge it down to third man, and it's going to be an easy single to finish the over. Leads on to 35 after 4, and we keep the strike for the start of the 5th. Start of the fifth over and Olsen's coming over the wicket this time. Left space on the leg side. It's the mistake he made in the first over. This time it's going to cost him 2 again. We just beat the infielder who does get there in the end. He cuts off the boundary but it's still going to be 2. We keep the strike and we're into the 30s. Leads 37 without loss and we've added 30 of them. Can we get a few more here? We'd love to get to a half century quickly. Maybe we can even add the first century of our career, although that one goes straight to the fielder. A strike rate of 200 though, certainly not something to complain about. The fielder at mid-wicket's come in short, and it is tempting to try and go over the top, but we don't want to do that and take any risks when there's runs around the field so easily. We've got off to a good start and we're ahead of the run rate too, so I just want to make sure we stay in at the moment. It might be a slightly longer episode, but if that means we're going to get a century and lead our side to glory, then that would be absolutely fantastic. The run rate's 7.6 at the moment, we're only required 5.1, and again we've gone down to third man for a single. We're just starting to calm down and play a few simple strokes now. Spin in for the first time, 6 overs gone. Again, plenty of space for a single to the leg side. We're just going to rotate the strike now. We've lost our opening partner Crompton, but we're still 43 for 1. A really good start, and Doherty's a good batsman too. But as we've seen, the lower order's really poor, so we've got to try and stay in for as long as possible now. We're in for the next over, 7 gone, and now it's 47 for 1. Horn continuing with seam at the other end. We've got an option down to third man or on the leg side. This one's pretty straight, so we can flick it away. The fielder's going to get there to cut off the boundary, but we're still going to get a single in the end. It was a little bit tight, but we made it comfortably, and with 9 overs gone, the run rate's dropping, but we're still in control. Horn 1 for 30 and space on the leg side again. We were just waiting for that and we've got this one away. I'm not sure if the square leg fielder can cut it off. He can't, it's gone for a boundary, and we've lost another wicket now as well by the looks of it. Jones in at the other end, yet to face a ball, so Doherty must be out too. They're making the pitch look a lot harder than us. This is the problem with our lead side at the moment. It's so weak when you take us and the other top 2 or 3 batsmen out, and if 1 or 2 of us don't perform, we just end up completely collapsing. We're 38 off 21, by no means a failure in this session, so let's see if we can get one away to the leg side here. We really struggle with those short deliveries, and with half the over gone, leads are starting to drop down now. 61 for 2, we'd like to not lose any more wickets anytime soon, but if we get down 1 or 2 more, there's not much left in the tank. We've flicked one away to the leg side again, doesn't seem to be hit quite as hard. I think the fielder will cut it off, but we still had another 2 runs. Into the 40s and we're looking good, even if our teammates are letting us down. We've got a free hit now as well, maybe a chance to go for the overhead ball. Let's try and play down the ground. It's flown up in the air, we've hit it early, and I think the fielder will catch it, but we get away with it. It's still a single, as the no ball meant we couldn't get out. A really good start for us, and we move on to 41 and establish that we shouldn't try any more overhead deliveries. The spinner's back in, we flick him away for a single, and after 10 overs we're well into the 40s, but our Leeds team struggling on 66 for 2. A new bowler into the attack and our favourite field. They put all the fielders out on the leg side to protect the boundary, and what it means is that we can just play these controlled shots here and we should be able to get 2 every time, although this occasion we've just found the fielder perfectly, so it is just going to be 1, but normally we'll be able to have plenty this way, and our partner's put us straight back on strike now. There's also a shot down the ground for 4, not much protection out there at the moment, and this one's outside off stump, so we did try to play it, but it was too wide and we couldn't quite get on it. It really needed a wider stroke than that. Olivier started quite well in this over, just 2 runs conceded off the first 3 balls. What's he going to deliver now? Another full ball outside leg stump. This one's found the fielder again, not quite the angle we were hoping for on that, so just a single to put our partner back on strike. Let's see how quickly he gets us back at the crease. 12 overs gone, it's the spinner back in. He's 1 for 13, it's a very leg side delivery. We should have left it for a wide really, but we will take the run and just add the single. We're edging very close to that half century now. We move on to 45 and we're back on strike again with 2 balls left in the Hopkins over. There's space at point or down the ground, and again a full delivery which can go to the leg side. An easy single which the fielder will mop up. We're now just 1 boundary away from a 50. We've not done that in 50 over cricket this year. It'd be something extra special for me to finish the season. 13 overs gone, lead 78 for 2, the run rate 6 exactly, we're on 46 and we're facing the same bowler again. We're just trying to flick him away to the leg side. We want to try and get those twos with the controlled strokes. The RB button's perfect for that. We could go down the ground for a big 4, but we've not had the right delivery for it yet. Let's see what we get served up here. This one's just outside leg stump, but again we've not controlled it very well, so it is just going to be a single. On to 47, just 3 away. We've got to make sure we get there now. We need to be in long term in this innings, otherwise leads aren't going to get close. We may run out of partners at this rate anyway, but Jones seems to be settled at the start here. We've been opened up our favourite space on the leg side, but it's a short delivery which we continue to struggle with, and that one's gone straight through to the keeper. If we get a full delivery which we can beat the infielder with, we will get to 50 very well, but we've got to make sure we don't get out trying to do it. We need to bide our time and pick the right ball. That one we did get away, but we don't beat the fielder, just a single, so we move on to 48, and at the end of the 14th over we will be back on strike, but I don't know how quickly we're going to get to our half ton. A new spinner into the attack now, a left arm over the wicket. We're not going to take any risks at this stage. We've got out to spin a few times already this year, so anything outside off stump we're going to leave, even though we almost got tempted by that one. We've got out so many times with an edge to the offside, so we're only going to attack it if it's a leg side delivery. We just need 2 singles to get to that 50, and once we do that we'll be more expansive. One of them comes there, we move on to 49, and hopefully Jones will give us back the strike soon. We're still chasing that target of 270, looks a long way away at the moment, but we're back on strike with 2 more balls of the bull over, and hopefully we can reach our 50 with one of them. This one's pretty much to the leg side. We flicked it between the 2 infielders, and it's just going to be a single, but we bring up 50 for the first time in our 50 over career. A really brilliant moment for me. We've struggled so much, but we've got 7 fours in this innings as well, and off 37 deliveries a strike rate of 135, and we've started the innings fantastically, where our other teammates have been poor. So Leeds are doing okay now, 88 for 2, and we move into the next over with the new spinner Hopkins. He's got 16 off 4 overs, so he has got the wicket as well, but we just flick a single away there, down to the man at deep mid on as we keep rotating the strike. 15.1 gone, Leeds almost at 90. I'm really pleased we're finally starting to find some consistency. As we come back in with 2 balls of the over to go, we just flick another single to the leg side. There's nothing more required at the moment. I need to trust Jones not to take any risks, and the 2 of us can just build a big partnership. Let's see what he does with the final ball of the over. He just plays off a dot ball, and we carry on at 91 for 2. There's plenty of space on the leg side again here. We just try to flick it away, but we don't manage to get any bat on it, which means it's going to be a wide. We could do with a few of those to help towards the score, as our partners don't seem to be adding too many. This one's a straight delivery, so we play it to the leg side, and we go in between the 2 fielders, so remarkably we're going to get 2. In fact, we're going to get a 4. It's beaten them to the boundary. That's a surprise. It didn't look like it should get there, but another boundary, and we move on to 56. That's just what we needed at this stage. We were just starting to get bogged down a little bit, so it's good that we're able to add that 4. We get another one there as we beat the fielder, and again we're going to be able to get 2. Really slow and lethargic fielding, and we now move on to 58. Leeds just 2 away from the 100, and only a third of the innings gone. Ball coming around the wicket again with his left arm delivery. It's a pretty straight one again. We beat the infielder, but we've hit this much harder, so it is just going to be a single to the man in the deep. We move on to 59, and Leeds edging closer to 100. Maybe we will chase this total down, although as we mentioned it's pretty much a dead rubber. It's still all about personal glory in this one though, as ball comes back in for the final ball of the over. It's outside leg stump and it's going to be another single. We move on to 60 with the final ball of the over. A really good knock so far. Can we go and get that ton? A really decent wagon wheel as well. Fingers crossed there's a few more to add yet. We're back for Bull at the other end, the second spinner who's bowling his 3rd over. It's another straight delivery we can get away, and it's a single to start the over. Jones isn't rotating quite as well. He's only adding 1 in every couple of deliveries, and as a result the run rate's creeping up, something we've got to be careful of later on. As we've seen, we're not the biggest hitter over the top, and we can only find boundaries when there's gaps in the field, so once the field is spread it's going to be hard. It's not something I want to be chasing late on. We're back with 19 overs gone, and the seamer's back in into the attack. That should suit us down to the ground here, although he's bowling around the wicket. The slower ball outside off stump catches me out, but I do manage to get it to mid-off for a single. Leonard's on strike as we've lost another wicket. Now we're really starting to run out of partners. Leonard's got 1 off 3 deliveries and we're back on strike on 64. After these two, there's only probably one more batsman in the team, and as we add another single to the leg side there, we may have to hog the strike and go for boundaries soon. 20 overs gone, lead going at 5.5 an over now, 3 wickets down as well. We have struggled with the spinners occasionally. That one we missed completely, and it hits us on the pads, but it's outside the line. Thankfully it's just a dot ball. We've got a fielder at deep mid on we can go to, but on the offside it's a little bit of a struggle. Yes, we can aim an extra cover, but we've edged a few in the past. This one's a full delivery, we just get it down to extra cover, and it's a single as we don't miss it, but the fielder does. It's gone for 4. He's completely made a hash of picking that up, and it's just gone past him for a boundary. I'm sure that fielder will get swapped over now, as that's an awful bit of play in the outfield. Ball coming over the wicket again. What's he going to deliver this time? Oh, we've edged it again. How many times do we do that to spin? We were looking so good and the last shot was brilliant, and we've just got the tiniest little outside edge, and the wicket keeper's very excited. Out for 69 again, just as we were in the last episode, this time off 51 balls, and our first success in a 50 over match, although it's still disappointing that we've got out in that manner. It's becoming a bit of a habit at the moment, and it's something we've got to be careful of. Leeds don't make it as you would expect, the lower order really struggling. We had 69 runs, the top score for our team, and we were by far the most economical bowler too, but Mikael Layla for Barnsley takes the award as he got 115 off 103. A brilliant knock from him. Unfortunately he pipped us to player of the match. Barnsley win by 38 runs, but I'm glad we finally had some batting success at 50 over level. There's the confirmation then. We finish in 6th position, otherwise known as bottom of the 50 over table, and we've got just 1 game left against Sunderland in the T20 competition. We're 4th in the league in that one. Sunderland top at the moment, but they've won 3 of their 4 games, and if we can win this one we'd have the same record, so maybe we'd be able to get through to the final. I'm not quite sure if it includes run rate and things like that. It's not something we've really had to worry about so far, so let's have a look at how it stands at the moment. There's nothing else on the table, so I'm not sure what will happen if we win that game, but that's obviously a long way away. We'll look at that in the next episode, and fingers crossed we'll be able to do well in that one, or at least get a personal milestone or 2. There are stats for the best players of the season in each competition, so we will go and have a look at those at the end. In the next episode we'll review that, as well as our selection status at county level. But if you did enjoy this episode, please do put a thumbs up on it. Another success with the bat as we start to show some consistency, but we're really struggling at our club side as Leeds seem to be a bit inconsistent. I know we weren't much help at the start of the year, but we're doing really decently now, and our teammates just aren't helping us out at all. There's been so many batting collapses, it's unbelievable. Subscribe to the channel for daily FM19 content from 2 long-term stories, as well as 3 episodes a week from this Cricket 19 career, every Tuesday, Thursday and Saturday at midday. We've also got weekly content from Snooker 19, that's every Friday at 4:30. And if you're enjoying this series, do go back and catch up with our other Cricket 19 series. That was an Ashes Test playthrough in the last few weeks. I really did enjoy that one, and I can't thank you enough for your support with it. But a massive thanks for watching and your support with the series as always. I really do appreciate it, and I hope to see you next time for our final game of the season as we try to beat Sunderland in our last T20 club match.